Hi, talking about distribution management, you may ask, what considerations do the process of distribution management has, or what are the things that influence their movements? Worry no more, for today we're going to discuss about the factors that influence distribution management. Actually, there are a lot of factors, but here are the 5 factors that are most common. First, unit perishability. What do we mean by this? Well, products such as food can have expiration date, right? So, that is what we meant by perishability. It can go bad anytime soon. So, if it's a perishable item, then time is very, very important. It is the essence to prevent loss. Now, how do we relate this to distribution management? Simple. If the product has a short life, then a manufacturer will have to choose a channel that provides quicker distribution, such as delivering direct to a retailer or direct selling to customers. It should be delivered without delay in order to preserve the freshness of the food. All right? The second factor is buyer purchasing habits. Let me ask you a question. What kind of a buyer are you? Are you the one who had an impulse buying habit wherein you buy anything without thinking because it is sale like 12, 5, buy one take one, buy one take free? Or are you that kind of buyer that bought things because the brand is familiar or the price is much cheaper than the other brands? Well, we all have different purchasing habits, and these habits influence the distribution management. How is that so? Let me give you an example. If the Shopee had a sale with free shipping voucher, then it is expected that a lot of people will buy goods and commodities. Now, if that buying habits of people during sales are already expected and anticipated, surely the distribution management will supply a lot of goods because the demand is expected to be high. Thus, they will gain more profit. So knowing the buying habits of your consumers is very important. Okay?
So, moving on, another factor that influence the distribution management is buyer requirements. Why is that so? Buyer requirements can aid both buyers and sellers in the ordering process. They allow the seller to specifically ask for any information they may need to do the job well. Likewise, they allow the buyer to communicate any needs as clearly as possible so that every order specification is met. However, buyer requirements vary from seller to seller, gig to gig, and category to category. Thus, it makes it difficult to recommend a standard template for setting up buyer requirements. Instead, looking at how to use buyer requirements for different data collection methods is a more effective way of discussing how to effectively use them. When you look at buyer requirements as a data collection tool, it simplifies the process of setting them up. As a seller, you simply need to ask yourself what information you need to collect to ensure you deliver the highest quality of work. That answer will drive you how you set up your requirements, which buyers can see before purchasing. You want to really think this through and research what other sellers are asking for to gather inspiration. For example, using buyer requirements for upselling. We are all here to make money. This is a fact. Upselling gig extras can be a challenge. Buyers have budgets and may not see a need for the extras, or may not realize they even exist. In the buyer requirements, you have a unique opportunity of reminding buyers for your other services. While this may not bring an immediate purchase, it lets you experiment to see if your gig extras are actually attractive to buyers. It is probably best to pick a gig extra you know has high value and highlight that in your requirements. That way, you do not overwhelm buyers with a slew of upsells after they have already made a purchase, which could make a buyer wary of the quality of work they may receive. You can start with a simple multiple choice requirement. For example, let's say you provide proofreading or copy editing services and you offer an extra provide comments on common errors to help the buyer learn how to improve their writing.
So, moving on, another factor that influences distribution management is product mix forecasting. So, what is product mix forecasting? So, the term product mix forecasting refers to a company's various products that it offers to its customers. It also refers to a company's total number of product line as well as individual products or services. It is made up of several product lines with related items that a consumer can purchase. Optimal product mixes vary according to seasons and weather. So, why is product mix forecasting important to distribution management? Product mix forecasting is very important in distribution management because it allows them to predict the future outcomes of their sales. And as I said earlier, optimal product mixes vary according to seasons and weather. Like, for example, during the Christmas season, of course, people would be more than willing to buy a product mix of Christmas decorations, such as Christmas balls, Christmas lights, Christmas trees, and etc. So, because the management has already forecasted what the consumers will buy, it will be an advantage of a manufacturer or a company to prepare many supplies before Christmas. There are several key aspects for the company to consider as it expands its product mix. First is that expanding the product mix with can provide the company with the ability to satisfy the needs or demands of different consumers and diversify risk. Then, expanding the product mix depth can help the company cater to the current customers in a better and more fulfilling way. Overall, expanding a product mix successfully can help a company adapt to changing consumer demand and preferences while reducing product risk and reliance on a single product or product line. This in turn result in significant profits for the company.
The last factor that influences distribution management is truckload optimization. What is truckload optimization? Truckload optimization relies on logistics and fleet management software to ensure that every truck is full to capacity and routed according to the most efficient path. Now, how far can you go on a 10,000 peso worth of diesel fuel? Sounds like a trick question, doesn't it? The answer is it depends. As fuel prices continue to rise, supply chain planners can't afford to use the same old unsophisticated rules of thumb to optimize truckload shipments. Volume and weight, for example, do not provide truckload utilization or footprint. And that's not the only challenge facing the marketplace. Return of overweight transfers, hazmat regulations considerations, driver shortages, customer delivery expectations, tariffs and regulations, not to mention potential load damage. A key challenge for retailers is the handling of logistics. Managing customer expectations while maintaining profits involves the intricate balancing of delivery loads, logistics resources, costs, and trip times. The amount of empty miles can be an indicator of efficiency in retail logistics. Underutilized miles also represent a missed profit opportunity.
To leverage this opportunity, these miles need to be filled, resulting in lower supply chain costs and improved logistics performance. With truckload optimization technology, you can maximize shipments for your end-to-end supply chain before commitments are made for downstream transportation planning requirements.